Michael Jeffrey Jordan was born on February 17, 1963 in Brooklyn, New York, but would move to Wilmington, North Carolina when he was just a toddler. He attended Emsley A. Laney High School where he would try out for the varsity basketball team as a 5'11 sophomore, but was cut due to being too small to play. His junior and senior season at Laney would prove to be his redemption, for he grew 4 inches and led the team in scoring while becoming McDonald's All-American during his senior season. Even though he got cut, he would go on to receive a full scholarship from the University of North Carolina. At North Carolina, he was named ACC Freshman of the Year after averaging 13 points a game, and in his following season, his complete dominance would be finalized with his game-winning shot against Patrick Ewing and the Georgetown Hoyas in the 1982 National Championship. Jordan said that game-winning shot was a turning point in his career, and in his third and final season at UNC, he would go on to receive the 2 most prestigious awards, the Naismith and Wooden College Player of the Year. Michael would decide to forego his senior season and declare for the 1985.
And now we are ready for the third pick, and the Chicago Bulls, who have been drafting very high down through the years, and they have the third pick today.
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
Jordan started off strong by becoming an all-star, winning Rookie of the Year, and leading his team to the playoffs, but would lose in the first round of the Milwaukee Bucks. In his second season, the Larry Bird-led Celtics would sweep the first-round playoff series, but MJ made his mark by setting the single playoff game points record with 62 points. The following 1987 season was Jordan's best scoring season, for he averaged an astounding 37 points per game, but him and the Bulls would be swept once again in the playoffs by the Celtics. The next 3 seasons would be headlined by the Bulls and Detroit Pistons rivalry. The Bad Boys, as they were referred to, were led by the great Isaiah Thomas, who would beat the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Championship 3 years in a row. However, following their 3 consecutive conference championship losses, a man named Phil Jackson would become the coach. Jordan was playing better than ever and would win his second MVP award, scoring title, and also a win over the hated Detroit Pistons. The Bulls would end up completely dominating the 90-91 playoffs with a 15-2 record and one of the best playoff performances ever witnessed by a single player. Jordan would win his first NBA Finals MVP after beating the Los Angeles Lakers led by Magic Johnson. The following season was marked by a second consecutive MVP award, Finals MVP, and also a Finals victory over the Portland Trail Blazers. In the 92-93 season, Jordan's streak of league MVPs would end, but his streak of Finals MVP would continue, marked by his record 41 points per game, and the Bulls would win their 3rd NBA Finals in a row over the Phoenix Suns, which completely established the Bulls' utter supremacy over the entire NBA. After completing their first three-peat, Jordan and other NBA stars like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Charles Barkley would team up in Barcelona, Spain to compete in the 1992 Summer Olympics. Considered to be one of the best teams ever assembled in any professional sport, the Dream Team, as they were called, ran the tables in Barcelona en route to a gold medal and would average a 44-point margin over their opponents in their victories. But on July 23, 1993, his father James was murdered off a highway in North Carolina, which would lead Michael to retire from the game of basketball after just 9 years in the league. This not only took the league by storm, but it also shocked people across the world. Nearly a year after his retirement, he announced he would take up the game of baseball, and in the following year, he signed a minor league contract with the Chicago White Sox's AA affiliate called the Birmingham Barons. However, after just 1 season of severe struggles, he would return to the NBA. Jordan picked up right where he left off, winning 3 more championships and establishing himself as the savior to basketball. But in 1999, he would retire once again, leaving his dominant legacy on the game, but would return to the NBA just a year later as a partial owner of the Washington Wizards. The following season, he would shock the world again by signing a 2-year deal to play for the Wizards, and would retire for good in 2003. Jordan's impact on the game was impeccable, and we will probably never be able to witness someone dominate their profession to the extent that Jordan did. At the end of it all, his awards and accomplishments include 6-time NBA champion, 2-time gold medalist, 5-time league MVP, 6-time finals MVP, Rookie of the Year, 1-time defensive player of the year, 14-time All-Star, 10-time scoring champion, and many major endorsements like Nike, Gatorade, and Hanes. A Hall of Famer, businessman, and father, Michael Jordan was recognized in 2000 as the greatest North American athlete from a list of 100 athletes across all sports. Magic Johnson once said of Jordan, "There's Michael, then there's the rest of us." And Larry Bird once stated, "I think he's God disguised as Michael Jordan." These 2 quotes are coming from 2 of the greatest basketball players to ever live, and it just about sums up his greatness. Michael's legacy in the game of basketball and even outside the game impacted many people across the world, and this legacy is one that will never be forgotten or tarnished, not just as a basketball player, but an American icon and role model.